Hello there again, Carolyn Hauser here. Just a quick reminder who I am. I'm a humanistic psychotherapist and German-trained naturopathic doctor and family constellation facilitator. And for the past couple of years, I've really been honing in on healing my own early sexual trauma and helping other women to do the same. And I'm really happy that you're on my free training right now and that you've said yes, you want to participate and learn, because I have some really great things to share. So my call, Healing Early Sexual Trauma, is coming up real soon, and I wanted to make sure that you're prepared, because I realized I have so much to share that I just won't fit it all into a 1.5 hour call. So I'm providing you this supplemental training as kind of like a preparation. Today in this video I wanted to talk about a different view on trauma, a view that not many people know about. And then also I've been getting questions on the first video that you saw, the one on the page where you subscribed for the call, and that is that in that video I had said that I didn't remember my own early sexual trauma until my daughter's turning 3, and her turning 3 triggered memories in me. And several people have been asking me, well, what do you mean by that, first of all, and second of all, why do you think that was? So I'm going to answer the question first, and then I'm going to move into explaining or sharing my view on trauma and what I've learned from just working with many women and witnessing a lot of transformation and healing. So the reason why I think I didn't remember anything is that in general I think that we're given memories whenever we are ready to deal with it and be able to handle it. So I think for me I had to turn 31, 32 to be able to really deal with it and grow from it and not be destroyed by it, because I've also known people that were really overwhelmed, and it kind of takes you off track. You kind of have to pause and reevaluate everything in your life. I mean, I'm sure you know. So that is one reason that I truly believe that we're only given what we can handle. That's one. And then the second thing, the second answer is that I know that basically our children work as our mirrors. We see ourselves in them. And I know now from my own history that my abuse started when I was 3. So when my daughter turned 3, it reflected, or unconsciously, I saw myself reflected. And by being able to reflect in her, my little one, I basically was able to see what happened to her back then. I hope this makes sense. But the unconscious works really in very mysterious ways, and from working with women and from my own experience, it really works like that somebody mirrors you something, you can see it, and then you start being able to bring back whatever memories you have. I also want to tell you this, that because for most of us it happens so early, we will never be able to really reconstruct what happened. Like for me, a long time I was in denial because I thought, well, I don't have a clear memory. I was so little, I can't prove it. How is anybody going to believe me, and how can I believe myself even? I'm sure you have gone through this, or you might still be in that state where you're thinking, well, did this really happen? Am I just making this up? And just know this for your own peace of mind. There'll never be a way, probably, unless whoever did it to you is still there and says, yes, I did it. Which is very unlikely, that you will have complete certainty of what happened. But since you're reacting to, for example, a man approaching, or since you're having reactions to the issue of sexual abuse and having problems with sexuality, having problems with intimacy, you can be sure that there was an impact, and that's the only thing that counts, is whatever is happening inside of you, because that's what you can change. So I just want to give you this as a part of peace of mind, that you might never know what really happened, but you know that something happened and that you had an impact, and that you need to release that. You don't need to know the story, you just need to be able to release that impact. And that actually is a good segue into talking about a different view on trauma. Because, excuse me, mostly trauma in our Western world is seen as a psychological impact. And some approaches are that you just, have somebody to listen to you and you can share all of it and you feel understood and heard and held and supported. And that's very important. And it makes you feel better and it makes you able to move on, but it doesn't clear out your trauma. And I'll tell you why in just a second. Then another approach is to get into your emotion and get it all out and have a really cathartic experience and get in touch with your rage and anger and allow yourself to feel that and act it all out. That feels also good for a while, but it also doesn't bring lasting change, and I'm speaking from experience here. And the reason why those two approaches don't work, and I'm sure there's several others, is that when trauma happens, it's not just a psychological impact, it is literally a physical and energetic impact. So you have to think of your makeup as one of, you have a soul, you have a spirit, you also have this body, and you also have a nervous system in your body. And life energy comes into you through all of these parts of you and make you feel alive by flowing freely through you, flowing through your nervous system. Basically, your senses are all connected to your nervous system, and you're experiencing the world through your senses. So when trauma happens, and especially when a child is met with sexual energy at a very early age, it can't handle it. It's like you're trying to blow too much electricity to a cable that's not wired for it. So it causes short circuits in your system, in your nervous system. And the energy that used to flow freely through you as a child, you're very alive and you're dancing around and you're happy and energy is flowing freely through you, comes to a halt and gets stuck in your physicality, in your body. And what happens in trauma, and I'm sure you know this, is that we leave our body because it just feels too horrible, too horrifying to be in the body anymore. And this is all happening unconsciously, of course. So in trauma, you leave your body, your nervous system, the energy gets stuck in it, and now you can't really live freely and experience life as you could before. So that's the different view on trauma. That is really an energetic, a physical impact. And in order to release it, you have to work that pathway, basically. Like I said, talking is good, that you have support and somebody to listen to. It's also sometimes good to get in touch with your emotions, to get them out. But that's not going to release the trauma from your nervous system. In order to release the trauma from your nervous system, it is required of you, and this is very important, and I'm going to talk about this in much more depth and also share some really good exercises for you that you can do on the call, on the upcoming call. It is really important that you come back into your body, re-inhabit your body, and there's several ways that you can do that, and they're gentle ways. There's no need to relive the trauma. It's really more about being here in the now and learning to feel again and use all your senses and slowly but surely thaw the frozen, the stuck energy from your nervous system and release it. So, that was a lot already, but I think this is important for you to know before you come on the call, because then I can expand from this and just take it much more further and don't have to spend time on explaining what I just explained. Good. Call is happening on September 1st, so make sure you pencil it in and make time for that, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Bye.